Hello, good day. Today we are doing a face-off between, well, two little razors. The CV Heljestrand, pronounced wrong, I know. If anybody wants to set me straight on that, please do. And the other one is a JL Hellberg. I'm probably saying that wrong. But anyway, both a lovely pair of razors. Near immaculate really. The Hellberg gets watermarks quite easy, so you have to be a bit sort of careful of that. Both the same kind of grind. And when I say the same, I'd kind of put it at sort of quarter hollow really. There you go, it's just focused. It's mad how there's only kind of like a mil difference, but they look massive, like really different. But it's only about a mil. Well, maybe 2 mil in places, but yeah, it's not a lot. Swedish steel, like in my opinion, the best steel, nearly, I think, like in my opinion anyway, one of the best steels for razors. Highly regarded. I don't really shave with little ones too much, so I always have to be a little bit more cautious with say. But it's all good. I like it. I love my Swedish razors. I've got some Mark 31s, Mark 32s, various other little ones as well. My dream's to get a Mark 134, but I think there's more chance of seeing a unicorn. The brush is just my standard one I use nearly all the time. Let's zoom. Yeah. To be precise, it's a BLK 12S silver tip. I've tried a few badge ones, but I ain't found one that's better performing than this really. So, you know, if somebody wanted to set me straight on that, put me on the path to a decent badge one, I'm up for that. But at the moment, I'm happy with this silver text by Kent. Silver tip. And I will be shaving using this little Palmolive. New to me. Well, it is new, but you know, it's old stock. They don't make it no more. It says palm extract in it, which is not great. Let's have a look. Try and stay away from anything with palm, to be fair. But I actually think it's a different one. Yeah, it's not on the ingredients. So let's give it a whirl. So first off with these sticks, I've got a couple of them. I've got a Boots one, the vintage Boots one, that works really well. First, just basically wet your, that brush isn't doing it, wet your skin a little bit. I've had a shower beforehand. Oh, Tasha going wild. I've had a shower beforehand, and you basically just get it rocking and rolling. I do shave with DE razors very occasionally, but it's predominantly straights. I love a straight razor shave, so before I started using straights and a little tiny bit of DE, other safety razors as well. I started off with cartridges when I was a kid. And they're just crap shit. Well, it's okay shave, but it's not the best shave. Plenty of irritation, the more blades you use as well. You know, they all start undercutting your hairs, you get ingrown hairs more. If you like, you know, if you're prone to it. You know, some people ain't, they get away with it using it all their lives, brilliant. But I used to get a lot of irritation on my neck. And that was only like single passing it. So then I moved on to electrics, and well, that's even worse, man. You know, that's fundamentally just a bad shave. Like, it's not even a good shave. And and that used to irritate my neck as well, quite bad, which was always quite interesting to me, because I was like, well, that's my place, and we all have our places. My difficult place with the straights is around my chin area, basically. Yeah, there's a bit of a close up there. Lovely little razors, lovely steel. Right, let's see what we can do with this. See if I've got enough on. Should foam up. Might have to add a bit more to see. Smells nice.
Yeah, it smells nice.
Can you smell it? Yeah. Child approves. A little water maybe. It's always surprised me with the sticks, like how kind of little you put on to get the effect. It's always surprises me.
A little bit more, because a little bit's unbroken it.
No, that's alright.
Yeah.
Getting lessoned, taught by a 3-year-old. She says she knows everything, so you've got to believe it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always have a shower before I shave. I like to keep everything like the kiss thing, so keep everything simple, stupid. So I only have a shower before and get everything heated up. I like to keep my razors in the sink, kind of like hanging off on a little like towel thing. Keep them nice and warm. I don't really use pre-after stuff. Sometimes if I'm not going out, I'll put a bit of coconut oil on. I want to get some tallow. I want to try some tallow because somebody I kind of like on YouTube called, what's his name? Is it Dapper Shaves, I think. I kind of like his output. And yeah, and he swears by tallow. So I want to get some. Got my missus on it. Right, let's go. See what it feels like. And I always, like these are straight off the hones, and I've struck probably, I don't know, 50 laps maybe. And then whenever I use it, I always do sort of like 20 to 30 laps. And then whenever I've done a raise, I always do 20 to 30 laps. Sometimes more, depends like. But generally that's about it. And I feel that maintains my razors to a good edge. And like with the Swedish blades, I find they actually get better like after a few shaves. And I find that with a lot of razors, but especially with the Swedish, man, they definitely seem to get better. And the thing that always amazes me with these little razors, so this is the CV, is, well, not all little razors actually, but the Swedes, is basically, it feels like I'm not shaving. It just takes it off. It's really, sometimes, quite a strange experience, especially with the little ones, aren't. Yeah. Tip's good. I find that I don't really shave with this part of the razor much at all. So sometimes, like, you know, because this bit here curls up, and it don't really go on the stones too much, but I never care about it. You know, it's just a tip to about there. That's what I always kind of care about with my razors. You know, I don't know, that's you know, like a personal thing. I know some people are like, oh, I only shave with big razors. Problem is, if you only shave with a big razor, you went to try a little one, I think you'd be really like scuppered a bit. Whereas
we're gonna stay with.
If you start off with your smaller razors, it kind of covers both spectrums. When you move to a bigger one, it's not sort of as daunting and. I've never shaved with a full inch razor, I must say. Well, I've got one in the post coming from America, the old Wade and Butcher. Hopefully it gets here sometime. It's been in post now like 3 weeks. Progression they call it. Whereas I see it, everything's going backwards. But, oh yeah. Some people moan about like the little blades, you can't get as much lava on them and stuff, but gee whiz, man, it's things that never bother me. Right That's the right side done, one pass. Tiny little weeper there. Tiny little weeper. Not long come off back off holiday, so my skin's not the greatest really. Go on holiday here to relax. Yeah. Well, go on holiday to drink too much, eat too much, lack of sleep. So this is the Hellberg. It feels different. Tip's alright. Smooth. There's not much flex in these little blades, and there ain't much flex, especially if they're quarter hollow. I'm no expert, but I imagine it's incredibly hard to get a full hollow on a little blade. I get what's called chin wobble in my chin. I've got a big wobbly chin, and I can thank my dad's side for all of that. It does cause problems more with my left hand, because frankly my left hand is not as good as my right. Spot there, I didn't realise. Don't matter. Razor will soon sort it out. Alright, let's put that back in there. Put a little bit more on. Let's do it the other way around this time. See how much you got on it, really. A lot in there. Bit wet. Obviously this is not very scientific whatsoever, but it's fun, isn't it? It's the point of shaving, really. I've turned sank, and I know this is the case for a lot of people that do wet shaving, gone back to wet shaving, or even, you know, started off with electrics or cartridges or whatever, and then, you know, they found wet shaving. You know, it's a joyous thing, man. Got a moment in your day, obviously not so much because I'm recording, but you know, when you got time to yourself, it's a time that you got to concentrate, like fully, obviously, as well, when you're using a straight razor. And in today's world, I think that's very important. Like you get like a moment in the day where you have to fully engage with oneself, concentrate, you know, patience, all of the virtues that are great to humans that we can acquire through practice. It's like a foundation, you know, especially as a man. It's something you got to do like a few times a week. Some people have to shave every day. Like I don't really have to shave every day. Like technically I kind of do because I've got bristles and everything, but I'm relaxed about it. You know, hair only really starts to show like on the 1.5 day, 2 days. So I just don't. You know, some days I shave every day, but some days I don't. Don't matter, does it? That's what I mean. That's the whole point, also. You know, that's the beauty, man. And it is. It's these moments where we. You know, for a man, it's quite rare that we get these, I don't know, preening, you could almost call it, isn't it? sort of preening. You know, enjoy these moments, man. When do you have to concentrate so much when you put one of these next to your jugular, basically? Don't get me wrong, man, these are very safe. They glide on your skin. That's, you know, designed. You know, I very rarely, I say I very rarely cut myself. I'm going to cut myself now, but I've never cut myself bad. Now I've said it. Go against the grain. I ain't been going against the grain too long, to be honest. I was just doing sort of 2 paths. Just been sort of doing 2 paths, one bit diagonally. So I've only been doing against the grain for a month or 2. So some people say, well, sure, like, you know, because when I first started shaving, like proper wet shaving, you're almost at the whim of others, because you can't sharpen razors. You might luck into one. Like, for instance, you know, on eBay and Etsy and stuff, shave ready, shave ready. Well, I bought shave ready razors from there, man, and they weren't shave ready. And what I mean by they cut, you know, they cut, but they weren't comfortable. And I ended up getting a microscope to help with my sharpening and stuff. And when I put those under a microscope, they're right toothy, man. And I've stropped them loads as well. And they're really toothy. Dries out a tiny bit, I think. That palm olive. See my wobbly chin then, it's a pain, man. Right. It's not shake it out, shake it out. Right, so the left outside I'm just not as good with. So and it is basically a neurological thing. If you spend all your life favouring one side of your body, your brain basically shuts down the other receptors a bit. And I forget who it was either Socrates or Plato. I love their work, I've got all of their conversations on audio tape. I forget what one it was, but they said, I'm paraphrasing obviously because I can't quite remember, that one of the most ridiculous things we do, and they did it all the way back then, like 2,500 years ago, is you favour one side of your body. Like, and I think in some tasks, especially in today's world, it's a bit kind of, you can't help it, but you can, but you can't, because of the time restraints, I think. But it's just ridiculous. Like, my left hand does not work as good as my right hand, and it's just like, shit, that ain't how it's meant to be. It's almost like creating some form of bloody handicap into people, like from birth. You know, it's like some of my elders and stuff, they got stories of, you know, frankly, being forced to go right-handed and stuff. because you're almost considered inferior if you rip with your left hand and that. It's just like, whoa. It's like if you're never sure with your angle, just always lay the razor kind of flat on your skin and then just tilt it a bit, go again. All I'm going to do is whip the button. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Big wobbly chin. Cheers, Dad. It's a bloody pain. Even with the cartridges, it was a pain. Right, well that's it, basically. We'll have a look, have a tidy up if I need be, but the winner is Sweden. But no, that's good. Just like when I've shaved, all I do basically whack a load of this on, full of, you know, full of good stuff. If you get good stuff, like I'm not too sure about that polymer either. I've never put much research into it, but normally I'll use like Evelyn. Was it Crabtree and Evelyn? Sorry. A few sort of like artisan things. It's all good stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's all like, you know, rehydrating, sort of anti-stringent, and you know, all the things that you need after you're shaving. You know, that kind of comes with the territory of buying good soaps and whatnot, but I thought I'd give that little stick a go. You know, I like trying new things, new smells. So I just now tidy up my razors, dry everything off, strop them, and in the meantime, basically let all this almost sink in. Which by the time I'm done all that, which is only a few minutes, it's almost gone. Actually, look, I'll show you what I do with my ears. Look, can you see? Yeah. Girlfriend sees me this and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, saves her plucking my ears, doesn't it? Quite fun, I think, as well." I have nicked my ear a couple of times, but you know, if you're nice and you know, I'm not scared of a few nicks and stuff. But if you're nice and like, you know, light touch, and it's nearly impossible. Well, not impossible is a silly word to use with a bloody great big sharpest knife in all of the world created, probably. But yeah, so I'll try this one. Just make sure the tip's good. You see. There you go. See that? Took that clean off that there. Again, I'm not as good with this arm as I am this. And in my younger, silly days, I got glassed with a pint glass. Also, I nicked that. On my ear, I think it was this ear. And it's got like a little nodule. See what I did there to cut my ear, it's only a little tiny cut, ever so slightly. I see the golden rule of straight edge, yeah, is you always like, you know, you draw that way, never that way. And that's what I did with my ear, that tiny little nick. It won't even show. But that's all because I drawed the blade. It's the most important thing. It's the same with DE razors as well, like you can never kind of go what you could almost call diagonally at all, or at least hardly. Because you're at danger then of cutting yourself. Otherwise DE razors are very safe. Hence why the word safety razor. Right, I'll leave it to you today. Tidy the razor up, sink up, strop, dry, away. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, basically. Have a good day. I'll see you later. Toodaloo.